How often do you laugh?
Not often. Not often at all.
What,
Not often at all.
why do you think that is?
Because I'm miserable. I'm a miserable person, and everybody around me makes me miserable because everybody in this world is miserable.
So if somebody else makes you laugh and you call it natural, why can't you call my laughter, where I make myself laugh, as natural? Where's the difference? All that you have to do is to decide to laugh.
I think that fun is the great healer, and laughter is the valve on the pressure cooker of life. And either you laugh at stuff or you end up with your brains or your beans on the ceiling. Dare to struggle, dare to grin.
We have to laugh or else we would weep, because we don't know why we're here. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. We're given just enough sort of consciousness to know that we do exist and that we will die someday. It's not a really pretty picture.
Everybody's stressed. Everybody's overwhelmed. Everybody's fatigued. Everybody's irritated. Stress is a multi-million-dollar business. That's why I'm never going to be out of work. We go through periods in our lives where humor eludes us. Depending on our chemistry and our socialization, you know, how we've been parented, because there are cultures that laugh at funerals. I've been to funerals where people laugh, where the tension becomes so horrific that the only way that the mind and body can get some kind of a vacation from the crisis is to giggle, even though it may seem inappropriate to others around.
Humor and health. Normally when I do this in 3 hours, I start with the very boring research on the proof that humor is valuable for health. Endorphins, catecholamines, decreased cortisol, increased IgA, IgM, So let's bag the research. Does anyone need any research that humor is good for you? Right.
What do you think about if I told you that people in the city were just getting together and laughing for absolutely no particular reason?
Then I'd want to get together with them.
Have you ever laughed yourself just for no particular reason?
With myself only?
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about something, I'll laugh.
You ever just,
But, I mean-
just laugh? Or, you
No,
want to give it a try?
no.
A forced laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know, I never heard of it.
Why don't you give it a try? Oh, come on, you can do better than that.
All right, I'll...
You feel better?
I don't know, maybe there's something to it.
And I think when you laugh, you open up yourself and you become a little bit more vulnerable. And so maybe it's why people are afraid, you know, to open up and, you know, show that part of themselves, you know, that it's a little bit more fragile maybe.
Hearty laugh. We're gonna go 1. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna laugh as heartily as possible. Find somebody. We'll do it a handful of times. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Suddenly, you know, your level of vibration is like going like so fast and so high, and it really makes you feel, yes, you know, I'm alive and I'm so happy, and you know, the colors are brighter, and you know, people are more beautiful, and it's fantastic. Yes.
I use laughter to get by in the world. That's how I relate to people, totally, by laughing. Even nervously I laugh, but you know, in every way, that's how I think people are with me when I make them laugh. You know, it was a tension-getting thing.
So I was invited to go to India in 1998 to do seminars for business people about having humor at work. And I met Dr. Kataria. And we were like brothers. We just struck up this very close relationship. What he was doing with laughter, what I was doing was so united, allied.
I was amazed. I said, look, God, nobody laughs nowadays. In Bombay, people are very serious. just I was sitting and thinking. I said, why not to start a laughter club? Just came as a flash. And I go for a morning walk to this public park, and I talk to people, and I got a few friends there. I said, look, I want to start a laughter club, and they started looking at me, Doc, are you okay?
I went to a laughter club in India with him, saw the method, spent about a week there studying with him, and I said, you have to come to the United States, you have to get to the world. He had never been outside of India. And he had started this in 1995. He lived with us for 8 weeks, and I traveled with him. We went all over the country. We figured out that the only way you can have laughter clubs is to...
Enough people laugh, I think. Especially working in New York City when things are really crazy and stressful at the office. You come home and you're dealing with, personal stuff after work, side projects. Sometimes you forget to take the time out and just spend with yourself. I don't think enough people do that in the city. I think it's really important to just laugh because it really has a lot of healing qualities, I think. I mean, just from this afternoon, I feel so relaxed and calm and revitalized. I really do. Like jumping up and down, for instance, with your hands in the air and just like yelling and laughing and screaming is just such a release.
I felt that it was like when you perform, they come to laugh, and you have to be the one that makes them laugh. And I think today everybody was knowing and expecting to laugh, and I think it was a release. They knew why show up if you're not going to laugh? And I think they're already, you see people earlier, I was giggling out of control.
Once people have experienced laughter clubs, they can see that it's an easy, non-stressful way of coming and enjoying something that's unlike most things that you have to do. Because I'm a lazy guy. I want to take the lunchtime way to enlightenment. I find that this is the easiest way to get there.
Laughter does dissolve armor, softens you up, breaks the ice. And to hear laughter is very heart-opening, to hear someone else's laughter. It's probably very healthy to explore all the emotions when they want to come through. But I say laughter, to include laughter in there to keep a balance. And Laraaji released a meditation book called the Book of Orange Meditations. And they were a collection of different suggestions, from walking meditation to gibberish to eye gazing. And the one that caught my attention most immediately was the suggestion for a laughter meditation.
This is your opportunity to keep laughter as the main theme.
I really need to laugh because I've been very tense and I need to heal. It felt like I was healing, that I was letting go of the pain, the tension, the fear. I have cancer. And I think that laughter is one way to get the cells to regenerate. And overcoming the fear and the tension and all the things you hold back is very important. And I have cancer of the bone marrow, so it's inside everything. It's not like in one little place. It's all through me, and I want to let it out, let it lose its power over me through the laughter. Because if you're laughing, it's not so important. It's you're letting go of it.
I once had to let go of a beautiful lady friend once, and a half an hour on the phone before laughter meditation. I mean,
she actually revealed to me that she was moving on with her life in another relationship. And within a half an hour, I was responsible for a laughter workshop that went well. And in the midst of that laughter workshop, I discovered that there was laughter for me, real laughter, and it neutralized, I would say, well over 90% of any hard or heavy feelings I had around that. So much so that I could laugh with her and celebrate her marriage and maintain friendship. I'm amazed at what that taught me, that I could laugh seriously and conduct a laughter meditation a half an hour after receiving news like that.
I think what ends up happening, and I think this is true in the modern world, with Laughter Club, in the beginning, you know, it was real easy to get like a bunch of people together because they're curious and there's people who want to do it and they want to do it for health and they want to do all this different stuff. Now as time goes on, I have to do more work to like make it happen. You're in a club and somebody, you know, whatever it is, and you're like, you have this intensity towards it and it lasts for 6 months and then, or 3 months or a month or whatever, and then, you know, there's new people. I call the people window shoppers. And what they do is they just go around and they check all these things to see what they like. And there's a lot of people that just come one time and then they won't ever do it again. But I also think that coming the one time is important. So they get to see that like laughter is a way to have a good life or a good being. Just for that particular day, their load wasn't so heavy.
Do you think in general people get enough laughter in their life?
No, the general population is depression, mostly. A lot of people are pumped up on Prozac and everything, but I don't see why. And all this other kind of medications, which not is necessarily gonna make you laugh, because laughter comes from within. Laughter is a natural thing. You see, all you need in life to be happy is love, happiness, health, and all the rest comes in hand. As long as you got income coming in, you make laughter. Life is what you make it.
I'm very concerned about a Prozac Xanax nation. You being medical people, you can appreciate a stool sample. For the children, this is doo-doo. Let's take a Prozac moment, all right? You're at the airport and your plane's just been delayed 3 hours. There's one possibility, of course, is Prozac. The other possibility is doo-doo. You be the judge. All right, you take your doo-doo and you see where lots of people are walking. You put the doo-doo down. You don't go far. Now, in the course of 3 hours, you're going to see some choreography. I was sick. You saw the film. They can't make Robin look 18. So my 3 hospitalizations actually happened when I was 17 and 18. I wanted to die. I ended up in a mental hospital with a guy frightened of squirrels. And there I changed my life. I decided to serve humanity and to never have another bad day. And I've done both of those now for 36 years, and not surprising to me, I haven't been sick in those 36 years. I decided never to have another bad day, that I would go out there and live joy, and one of the consequences of that is I decided to be a clown and to be a nut. And the other thing is that for over 30 years, whenever I've seen violence in public, if I change into my clown character, it stopped the violence 100% of the time, so I figured I'd stop 20 to 30,000 fights being a nut, which is reason enough to be a nut.
We'll need you, Shelton, to wave the wand. And make up a magic word. Brand new one. That's a good one. Everybody. Old MacDonald had a bunny. E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, that's not a bunny.
Sure, it's a bunny. It's exactly like a bunny.
It's not a bunny.
What is it?
A dog.
No, that's a dog. That's not a dog. This is a dog. This is a dog. That's a bunny.
We're dealing with situations that make almost all kids very distressed. What good clowning and funniness does may be very difficult to measure quantitatively. The fact that we tried was, I think, a good thing, a good start. We can introduce laughter into very serious settings, and it doesn't disrupt the medical treatment. It enables the doctors to feel like their work is a little bit easier. It lightened up their experience of doing the work. It lightened the nurse's experience up, and it made the parents less tense and less upset.
One day we come into the hospital and the head of the hospital said there's a 16-year-old child that's in the adult ICU, intensive care unit. He's just been shot. It was in Harlem at the Harlem Hospital. Could you please go see him? He's crippled. He's never gonna walk. Can you go make him laugh? And really within myself I was thinking, what am I, how can I, not knowing these people, make this person laugh? This is where you have to be a person with these people, right? I saw the guy at the end of the long corridor in the hospital with huge riggings, metal things coming out of his head, and a little woman with a little rosary praying. They were Spanish. And I was really thinking, I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't know until I walked up to him what I was going to do, and so I walked up to him. And, the thing with the laughing club, when you're really looking in somebody's eyes, that's what it's about, being a clown doctor. So I really looked in his eyes, and I said, "Would you like to see my tits?" And that was his reaction. He cracked up. He was like, it was such a great thing to say, I couldn't even high-five the guy, which I would love to have done, but it was high-fiving just like that. He just laughed, and he looked at him, and then Mark and we all laughed. The mother didn't hear. She didn't speak English, thank God. He was a teenager. What else did he want to see? Magic? Juggling tricks?
Wavy Gravy, Activist Clown, Frozen Dessert, and Temple of Accumulated Error. This is my book, Something Good for a Change, and on page 174, we have the roots of the First Church of Fun. Long ago, and not so far away, in those ancient times of yesteryear, I helped to form a new world religion called the First Church of Fun. It was created as a reprieve from the war in Vietnam, and a bizarre concept I had of creating a clown underground to work toward the closure of same. And the first church was held in the respectable and imposing edifice of the First Unitarian Church in San Francisco.
Please step this way, sideways, only in the weird zone, please. Sideways. Sideways, thank you very much. Yes, sideways in the weird zone.
When we were in college, we started having happenings, hosting happenings, where we would combine comedy and theater and spoken word and written word and film and slide and video and costuming and ritual all together. We were doing these events with a fair degree of regularity, and we of course had heard about Wavy Gravy, and we invited him to be the MC of one of our events. He turned to us and he said, "We already do what you do. We've been doing it for years, and it's something that we call the First Church of Fun. How'd you like to be the East Coast sect or movement of the First Church of Fun?"
There are no spectators in the First Church of Fun. You are a participant, whether you know it or not. When you get somebody to walk sideways or take a spin, they laugh at the absurdity of what am I doing? It's a self-realization. It's enlightenment through laughter. You're figuring it out for yourself. But when you laugh, you lighten up. When you are laughing with a group of other strangers that you've never met before who are doing equally absurd things like speaking in tongues to rubber chickens, that they never would have thought this morning I'm going to wake up and speak in tongues to rubber chickens.
It's empowered me to seek the Holy Fool's guidance and to bring that energy that I get from working in a circle with all these great artists to bring it into my everyday life. And it does affect me every day.
I'm a better person because of it. I'm more tolerable. I'm more fun. I'm able to contribute to everyday society because I have something else to look forward to when the spring or the summer or Halloween comes. So it makes me a better person. The Church of Fun makes me a better person, I believe.
It's been about leading groups of people in trying to raise their consciousness about finding folly and dealing with a time in their lives that they can be silly and have fun and express their character and their creativity in ways that are creative and illusionary. And I think that people definitely know how to have fun. I mean, downtime is so important to our lives. For me, it's my summer camp. As a working journalist, 52 weeks a year, it's a chance for me to come and explore my theatrical leadership skills now that have evolved over time, and to try and bring joy to a group. There's a certain level when it's on and people are with us, and the church is a parody of all religious sects in some form or shape. It's boundless.
And I want you to please close your eyes and pray out loud with me. Oh, sacred holy food!
Oh, sacred holy food!
That I have chosen today!
That I have chosen today!
To be my foolish spirit guide!
To be my foolish spirit guide!
Please come to me!
Please come to me!
When life is a bummer!
When life is a bummer!
And fill my soul!
And fill my soul!
With love!
With love,
with laughter,
and
levity,
Amen.
Amen.
Hey,
woman.
Hey,
Raise high.
When things are tough, well, it's like we say in the church, when life's a bummer, the sacred fool comes to you, and you recall that, it's really worth it. If I just cheer up a little and push through, it'll be worth it. It'll be cool. People will be beautiful. And that's really all that's important, and it gives you something to look forward to, it gives you something to look back on, it gives you something to think about.
I met Ben Smith at one of the small gatherings of the First Church of Fun. Ben and Cheryl both, that they felt like they'd found a home. They'd found their kindred spirits. It was an outpost. They lived in Maine, in the boonies. And so I'm sure they were really happy to find something to laugh about, although Ben always was laughing. And it was just that he felt like he found a family of people who got it. He was a larger-than-life character in regular life, and then in the First Church of Fun, he was such a piece of our crew. Whatever the angst of the moment might be, he was the bomb. He was the bomb. When we first learned that Ben was sick, I was in Oregon with a group of people from the First Church of Fun, and Ben had worked to create tapestries. When he finished making the art, he finally went to the doctor in pain and discovered he had brain cancer. And within 6 weeks, Ben was gone. And it was just amazingly, I guess mercifully quick. Yet it was a real shock to all of us who were about to put on a performance and found out that a beloved member of our family was going to die. And we were all going to die. But somehow he'd gotten the notice, you're going to die now.
He had an amazing sense of humor to the very end. I think about the day of Ben's cremation, and there were a lot of friends there, and we have been very blessed with a lot of really silly friends. And I also hadn't slept in 3 days, which was my choice, and I had shaved my head the night before.
Getting carried, he likes this.
I laughed a lot that day as we brought Ben out and put him in his beautiful box.
Oh, why
at that point I wasn't laughing. After we put the lid on and the hearse arrived to take him, I just started laughing, and it kind of shocked me. You know, I didn't know if I was being disrespectful or what. When we came out of the oven room there, it had been snowing. It sort of occurred to me that sometimes when it's really, really bad, you have to laugh really, really hard to get through it. And that day, it really was a matter of getting through it.
One of the nicest things was when we went into the waiting area, there was a picture on the wall of Jesus. And here was a picture of Jesus, not just benevolently smiling. He was laughing. He was head tipped back, mouth open, and it was so appropriate. I've never seen a picture of a laughing Jesus. And so if there was a place for us to go to sit and contemplate Ben there with Jesus laughing, I mean, it was pure First Church of Fun. It was almost as if Jesus got the joke.
What would the world be like if more people got it? It would be, I think it would just be a lot more fun. This is what it's about. It's about, you know, enjoying life. Not how much you have, but just enjoying the fact of life and the playfulness of whatever created this, you know. How we were given a funny bone, you know, in the first place. Use it or lose it.
Laughter is the grace of God to allow us to slip through the terror and perhaps do some good on the planet. And that's what we are as a legion of clowns dedicated to save the world in a silly fashion. We're all the same person trying to shake hands with herself, okay? And have fun doing it. Otherwise, if it isn't fun, not two people that want to do it. And part of my game is to try and make being good hip and fashionable. Oh, let's do something. The nicest people are doing it. It's nice to be nice.
Did we leave out anything else? No. What? Oh, you left out one more thing? Well, let's get to it.
La vie, a comedy. You have to laugh, ha ha, at all the funny things that happen every day. La vie, a comedy. You have to laugh, ha ha, at all the funny things that happen every day. A rich man, poor man, beggar, thief, we're all clowns, our roles are brief. Through the ages we crowd the stage as the curtain falls and rises on. La vie, a comedy. You have to laugh, ha ha, at all the funny things that happen every day.